Well, hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Mac Atkinson, and along with my sister Janet, we'd like to welcome you all to the February 2019 Sunrider Fusion Network conference call. I'm so happy to have with me this month Judy Dinsler. Judy, thank you for being with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Mac. Thank you for asking me.
Absolutely. Hey, there's a lot of really exciting things happening in Sunrider in the month of February, and not the least of which is that February is Healthy Heart Awareness Month around the globe, okay? And most of us who either read a paper or pick up our news through the internet or whatever have seen articles on this and so forth, but to kind of set the stage for that, there's a number of recommendations that were given in terms of maintaining a healthy heart. Things like getting more rest, reducing alcohol consumption if you drink, quitting smoking and avoiding secondhand smoke, controlling your cholesterol and blood pressure, managing your anger and your stress, and perhaps most importantly, eating healthy, keeping your weight under control, and getting more consistent exercise. And Judy, as you and I had talked earlier, one of the things that will be an attachment with our Fusion Network newsletter this month is actually an article that was released through her Monday Minutes from your direct sponsor, or actually part of your upline sponsor group and part of my downline group, Julie Herring, a few years ago. And a shout out to Julie for putting this together, but it was one of her Monday Minutes where she talked about detoxing your heart, and in particular it focuses on assessing your anger and things that we can do to, again, keep our heart healthy. And one of the things, folks, that Judy and I wanted to share with you this month was we identified 4 Sunrider products that she and I kind of picked out as being really heart-healthy products for us all. And one of them that we'll talk about does talk about stress release and those kind of things. But what I'd like to do is share my screen real quick, and let's talk first about MetaBooster, because MetaBooster is one of my favorite, oops, wrong one, sorry. Let me go back and get the right one up on the screen. The MetaBooster one. Okay, here we go. No. It seems to like ease for some reason. Hold on 2 seconds. Technology, folks. There's ease. Let's go to MetaBooster, and hopefully it'll be right this time. No, it's really liking ease. That's VitaSpray. Nope, we're going to get rid of that one too. There's MetaBooster. Hooray, it worked. Judy, MetaBooster is actually an incredible product, and I wanted to share the Sunrider fact sheet with everybody, simply so you guys can see that Sunrider has great information here that talks about what MetaBooster is all about. It lists an ingredient highlight on 3 of the key ingredients, although there's many more. It talks about benefits, frequently asked questions, etc. Again, this fact sheet is something that we'll provide on the Fusion Network newsletter for you, and is something available through the Business Center on Sunrider University. There's a lot of places you can access this data. But Judy, you know, one of the things that impressed me so much about MetaBooster, and one of the reasons that I like to use it myself, is that it contains the ingredient L-arginine, which produces actually nitric oxide. And I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to act like one, but I did a little research on nitric oxide, and there was Dr. Jonathan Stamler, a professor of medicine at Duke University Medical Center, easy for me to say. And what he said about nitric oxide is this. He said, it does everything everywhere. You cannot name a major cellular response or physiological effect in which nitric oxide is not implicated today. It's involved in complex behavioral changes in the brain, airway relaxation, beating of the heart, dilation of the blood vessels, regulation of intestinal movement, function of blood cells, the immune system, even how our fingers and arms move. Nitric oxide is important to the nervous system, the immune system, and the vascular system, which supplies nutrients to all parts of the body. Arginine, which combined with oxygen forms nitric oxide. Arginine is the source of all forms of nitric oxide. Now, again, that's a pretty big statement, all right? And I will share just a quick story, and then Judy, if you have anything you'd like to add to this particular product, please do. But I can remember, gosh, it was probably 16 years ago now, It was shortly after my father had passed away from congestive heart failure. I was sitting at lunch with Dr. Chin. And as he always does, he pours out a whole, handful of pills at a meal and starts consuming them. And I noticed these two white capsules in his hand that I had never seen before. So I asked him about them. And he said, Mac, he got this very solemn look on his face. And he said, Mac, this is a new product that I've just developed. And I so wish I would have been able to develop it a couple of years earlier, because it may have helped your father still be alive today. And what he was referring to is the fact that it does include L-arginine, which produces nitric oxide, which allows the heart to flow and to beat better. And again, no medical claim there. It was simply an observation, and it shows the masterful formulation mind that Dr. Chin has in putting these formulas together for us. Judy, anything you would add to MetaBooster and sharing with folks?
Well, first of all, Mac, I want to thank you for these calls, because doing the research increases our knowledge and reminds us of how fortunate we are to have these products. And MetaBooster certainly is out front. And I'm sad to say I haven't included in my last couple of orders, but I'm going to stock up now, because after reviewing all of the benefits, the ones that stood out to me were the anti-aging effect.
Of course.
And the regenerative effect it has, and how people are actually able to restore some of the diseases, or I would say imbalances, more correct, that begin to start in the body. So reviewing some of those was very encouraging to me. And a couple other things: boosts the immune system, which I think we covered, builds muscle mass. And also, one of our information sheets was a reminder that it actually acts as a catalyst, increasing the effectiveness of all the other foods that we are eating that are of the regenerative nature. So I'm very encouraged to promote this more fully, and particularly during Heart Month, because of course that's the muscle we need to remain strong. So it's a fabulous product. I've seen and had other distributors have very good effects when they add this. And to say, of course, it says MetaBooster, so it does boost the metabolism and even helps with cellular. So there you go.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that, Judy, and you're right. And again, this is a product that, again, I've been taking for years. It has all of those wonderful benefits that you just described, up to and including the idea that it can really help our heart, which is perfect for Heart Healthy Month, okay? Next product I'd like to move to real quick, if we can, is VitaSpray, which again is another product that I use all the time. It's an everyday thing for me, and of course here I'm trying to see what I did with the product fact sheet to see if I can share our screen with it again. So bear with me 2 seconds, and I'll see if I can bring this one back up for us. Back over here, share screen. Let's see if it works this time. We'll hope for good technology. Hooray! Amazing, but true. Okay, VitaSpray. Again, here's the Sunrider product fact sheet on VitaSpray, which gives a lot of great information, focusing on, well, only one as the main ingredient, vitamin B12, but VitaSpray is so much more than that. And again, without going into a ton of detail, one of the things that has always impressed me about VitaSpray the most is, again, doing the research on it. There are tons of pills and capsules out there that say that they're vitamin B complex, that they can provide vitamin B12. But the problem is, when you take a pill that says it's vitamin B, your body cannot assimilate that. It's going to go right through you, and it's going to come out through your urine or other ways of excretion through your body. There's only 2 ways that your body can absorb vitamin B. One is through injections, okay, and the other is sublingually, through under the tongue. And that's where our Sunrider VitaSpray is so fabulous, because again, a quick spray under the tongue, and you've just delivered yourself with one spray the daily vitamin B12 requirement. Now, you can do this 15 times a day like I do. It's not going to hurt you, but one spray will give you your daily requirement of vitamin B12. And for people that don't know it, vitamin B12 is kind of termed the PEP vitamin, if you will. It helps form and regulate healthy red blood cells, which carry energy-giving oxygen to our bloodstream, prevents anemia, and helps to metabolize carbohydrates, fats, and protein. Is also needed for calcium absorption, which is critical for everybody, and is most commonly available from animal sources, which makes vegetarians and vegans really likely candidates for vitamin B12 deficiency. So, as more and more people are becoming vegetarian or vegans and trying to relieve meat or meat type products from their diets, I think there's going to be more and more people that have a need for something like VitaSpray. Again, it is an incredible product. I use it every day. It also includes, vitamin B2, B1, B5, B3, B6, all kinds of other minerals, calcium, potassium, iron, zinc, you name it, they're all in there. So this is one incredibly power-packed product. And I've just said an awful lot. I hope I left you something in terms of your comments, Judy.
Well, you did an excellent job of covering that, Mac. And one thing too, B12 has to do with the nerves. And so I think of VitaSpray as also anti-anxiety.
Yeah.
And I know of people who feel like that they're feeling anxious or going into a situation, they will grab the VitaSpray out, take a couple of sprays. It also has been known to help with people who overreact, allergy symptoms when they walk into an environment that maybe they aren't as comfortable with. So the two kind of go together, I suppose. But in the B12 aspect, I do remember reading in the past, but I couldn't locate it for today, but that 3 sprays were actually equivalent to a B12 injection.
Wow.
So if that would be true, or even if it's almost true or whatever, I guess it depends on a lot of things, but that's real incentive for keeping it close at hand. And I know for myself, I just love VitaSpray. It tastes wonderful, but I have used it in the past tremendously with my grandchildren. And because B vitamins have a lot to do with mood, behavior, just even overall tolerance of an individual, what they can take. Can they take stress? Can they take change? Can they take too light, too dark, too hot, too cold? All those things that particularly are apparent in younger children still affect us as adults to different degrees, and affects how we react to others. So I love VitaSpray. It's something to keep on, at your fingertips at all times.
Well, thank you. And you're absolutely right. And like all Sunrider products, VitaSpray has no added sugar. And you said it a second ago, it still has that fruity and kind of refreshing taste to it that I certainly love. And sometimes end up using it just as a breath-related item too. And Judy, you said it yourself a second ago too, which tied it right back into Healthy Heart Month, and that is relieving stress, anxiety, etc., which all impacts our heart. And you're right. This is a product that, my kids were using all through their school years. They still use it now as adults in terms of their work environment and reducing stress. And again, something else that kind of helps them keep healthy in their day-to-day Sunrider regimen of things that they use to just maintain a healthy diet and a healthy lifestyle and mindset. So great stuff. Kind of staying in that vein, the next product I'd like to talk about, and let's see if I can still keep our technology working here. I'm going to bring up the fact sheet on ease, and let's see if I can now get ease back up on the screen for us. There it is. Perfect. It worked again. Ease is another one of those Sunrider products that is really designed to produce a calming kind of mood in the body, a relaxing sense of calmness and ease, helpful for sleep management and anxiety, which again is why we included in our Heart Healthy Month kind of analysis on Sunrider products. Most people are familiar with Ease as part of what we've always affectionately termed as the Jet Set, which is Joy, Ease, and Top, which are a combination of 3 Sunrider products that are really kind of there's a term that people have been using a lot recently, the nootropics, which is a modern scientific term that categorizes drugs and supplements that enhance and support cognitive function, particularly memory, creativity, emotion, and in healthy individuals and motivation. So, combining Top Joy and Ease together is the trifecta of wonderful things as far as I'm concerned. But Ease in particular is something that was really developed to calm the nerves. And I will laughingly share that with you all, that whenever I do a Sunrider meeting or a Sunrider call like this, Ease is my go-to product beforehand. So I'm feeling very relaxed, and I'm sure it's working. So I love it. Okay. Judy, what would you say about Ease?
I would say ditto to that. I certainly took some before this call, and I also take it every evening before I go to bed every night. So, but I find in more recent times, my real thrill with it is for focus. And it lifts the nervous energy off the body. So during the day, it doesn't make me feel tired or sleepy. It just, like I say, lifts any kind of stress or distraction, I should say. So I think it's very valuable. I know when my kids were still at home, younger and in school, they would beg for Top Joy and Ease to get a report done or whatever, because they could sit down and accomplish it. And so I think that's the difference. The time spent and all our lives are busy and there's a lot of interruptions. It's hard to get back to a particular topic. So this is just a fabulous thing. And again, so wonderful for the heart. It supports the circulatory system. One of the ingredients in it does. And again, I know of someone who had a heart attack with all the numbers in place, such as cholesterol and triglycerides and all that. So that wasn't the issue. So
fabulous.
It might have been stress or the way the body was functioning and handling it. So I think Ease is a very valuable product in heart health.
Awesome. Judy, it's funny. We had a chance to have Dr. Ruben Chin with us in November when he came to Arizona and did a meeting for us. And I was chatting with him after the meeting over lunch about Ease in particular, and both of us being involved in the martial arts. And we were both kind of laughing about the fact that before tournaments and things like that, he was saying that he takes Ease, and I was commenting about the same thing. And what we were chuckling about the fact was a point that you just made, and that was the fact that it allows us to focus, but it takes away all of the anxiety about going into a physical kind of confrontation or tournament setting where you're doing sparring or techniques or katas in front of a group of people and that kind of thing. So again, this is a wonderful product for, again, people that are, as you say, in school, college, before tests, or violin recitals, or whatever it happens to be. The other thing I quickly wanted to share about Top Joy and Ease, of which Ease is a critical part, is, we're not talking about quinary this particular call, except our next product, which is a part of it. But when we talk about quinary and addressing the 5 key systems of the body, being, the digestive, the endocrine, the immune, the respiratory, and what am I forgetting? The circulatory, of course, which we'll talk about in a second. The one major element of the body that's not really dealt with in that group is the central nervous system. And that's where Top Joy and Ease really comes into play. So if you can kind of combine quinary with Top Joy and Ease, you've covered every single key system in the body. And I'm going to leave it at that. Again, we're going to provide more information on these products in our Fusion Network newsletter this month. And certainly if people are looking for more information on some of the comments that you and I have made or some of the things we've shared, please get in touch with us or talk with your sponsor or reach out to Sunrider. And again, happy to share. So cool. Last but not least, and I don't have a product fact sheet on this, so I apologize. I want to talk a little bit about LifeStream. And I'm sorry, this is the old packaging on LifeStream. There is new packaging now, but LifeStream is one of those 5 elements that make up our quinary product, okay? And LifeStream is the water element that deals with circulation. And Judy, I'm going to let you kind of talk a little bit about LifeStream, and then I'll come back and share a testimony and a couple of thoughts of my own too.
Okay, well, thank you, Mac, because I think LifeStream is one of those things so essential, but we kind of forget to address it sometimes because we have so many other things involved. But in thinking about LifeStream, it does have to do with the water element. And interestingly enough, we are in the the water element. And so it's a great time to increase your live stream because you get more bang for your buck, so to speak. Some of the things that I found listed that were interesting is that it's particularly feeds the kidneys and bladder.
Yeah.
Of course, kidneys are directly connected with our heart health, as everyone knows that. But some of the other things listed that it helps, it enables the body to regulate blood pressure, that is certainly something on our minds all the time. And even can help with circulation, both hands and feet, different things like that. And one thing that I really appreciate is eyesight. It helps with eyesight. And I have to admit this, that, you know, every few years you have to go back and renew your license. And I have been known to purchase extra live stream and take 10 to 20 a day for about a week. And then I have no trouble passing. So, true confessions here, but it is a good element, or a good aspect of the quinary, I should say, to increase along with the quinary, particularly in needs. And again, the nervous system helps to do with calmness. And I remember Dr. Chen sharing one time, it helps the water. Like, we don't want big waves like in an ocean, but the water element in the body needs to be calm and just moving smoothly. And that's what live stream helps to do. So excellent for blood pressures. So that's what I have on that.
Well, that's perfect. Thank you, Judy. And, you know, right on. I mean, you mentioned a couple of things, certainly in terms of the circulation, tying back into our Heart Healthy Month makes a lot of sense. And I'm glad you brought up the vision thing too, because again, since it seems to be true confession conference call here this month, I really kind of picked up my use of Livestream a year or so ago myself when I damaged the retina in my right eye and had to go through those retina surgeries and so forth. And, I mean, again, I have found some improvement through that, as well as MetaBooster in particular in terms of those circulatory issues and so forth in terms of improving eyesight. But I want to share something here, and I wasn't sure I was going to do it at first, but you brought up eyesight, so I think I will take a minute. There's a lady that I had a chance to meet, her and her husband, several years ago. We were on a Sunrider cruise together with my wife and 2 kids, and we happened to sit at the same dinner table every night with this couple. And they were just wonderful people, and again, we hit it off with them and became kind of fast friends and stayed in contact ever since. And I remember Betty reaching out to me a couple of years ago and telling me that she was really having, I mean, tremendous issues with her eyesight. She couldn't see. She had black spots in front of her eyes. She was really concerned that she was losing her vision. And in that conversation, we started talking about various Sunrider foods that might improve that for her. And Livestream was one of the things that came up in that conversation. And she started using Livestream, and I'll just take a second. It's 2 paragraphs, but I received back from her this testimony. And it almost brings tears to my eyes when I read it. She says, "Mac, I'm so excited that I could jump up and down and scream. If you were close enough, I would give you a hug. One would think that after being a Sunrider for 29 years, I would have tried increasing my Livestream. After 5 to 6 days of routinely eating Livestream twice a day, my eyesight no longer is dark. I've been keeping it closed when focusing on things, as only vision I had in it was to see movement from the outside edge. I am now a 2-eyed person again. The vision is not clear, but I can keep both eyes open and actually detect objects in front of me. Mac, how can I thank you enough in Sunrider for helping a blind woman to see again?" Again, folks, that's just a personal experience. It's somebody that again, she's not making a medical claim or anything. She's simply expressing by increasing a food in her diet, she found positive results based on increased circulation in her body and in her eyes in particular. So again, an incredible product. And Judy, thank you for sharing on your things too. And let's, well, actually, there's one other thing before we move off of healthy stuff healthy heart stuff that I just wanted to briefly, and I mean ever briefly touch on, and that is most people in the world knows that we just had our Super Bowl here in the United States, okay? And Tom Brady, once again, 6-time, Super Bowl champion. And not that I'm a huge fan of Tom Brady, although I spent many years living in Boston, and I am a Patriot fan. I'll have to acknowledge that, so I was rooting for them. But I know you and I were chatting the other day about you having seen an interview or something on local television where Tom Brady was interviewed about how he remains so healthy, how he stays so vital, how he has won 6 Super Bowl championships, etc. And Judy, I don't want to steal words from you, but I believe what his real point is he consumes alkaline ash food. And that was one of his key things. Would you paraphrase that the same way?
Yes, he sticks to the alkaline and minimizes the ash. So it gives him flexibility and long muscles that don't damage easily and are strong. So I thought, yay, J.W. Emerson.
Well, in right on, and you're absolutely right, and that's something that J.W. and Lois have been sharing. I was going to use the words preaching, but they never do that. They simply share. They never, go overboard with it, about the importance of consuming alkaline-based foods in our diet. And one of the reasons I brought this up is the fact that we've done so recently, but I will include again in this month's Fusion Network newsletter, their alkaline ash food description, how to separate the two, giving recommendations on foods that are alkaline based that you can include in your diet. So again, enough about that, but thank you. I'm glad you had shared that with me about seeing that interview. Couple of other important things going on with Sunrider this month that I just wanted to share with everybody. Number one here on my list, and I'm going to go back to sharing my screen or attempting to, is in the month of February, Sunrider has a really incredible promotion for anybody that wants to become an IBO. And that is they're providing a brand new promotion that says if you purchase a top loved product pack, which includes Fortune Delight, Cali, VitaShake, our herbal toothpaste, the SunSmile fruit and vegetable rinse, which is a product we can do a whole call on ourselves, the Smart Gummy Mango, or the Sunbreeze Oil, and Sunny Dew, you can get a free $59 value Sunrider Starter Business Pack. So again, for $94 total, you're getting all of those products you can see up on the screen, plus the Sunrider Starter Business Pack for people to begin their business. And again, this is an incredible offer. It's only for the month of February, and it's for people specifically that have an interest in the business of Sunrider and sharing with others and having the ability not only to get the best discount, but more so to earn retail profit and bonus income when they start to build their business and share this with others. Judy, you and I have talked about this over the last few days here since it's the 6th of the month. How are you going to use this promotion? Do you see a benefit to it yourself?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm going to reach out to some of the people may have chosen PC3 early on, thinking they're not involved with business or whatever, and not realizing that they don't get a rebate back on their products. But if they are a large orderer and love the products and use them extensively, it might be the best time to reconsider maybe upgrading to IBO, and this would certainly be the time to do it. And I think people who use a large amount of products are more likely, they are potential business builders, even if they don't have a downline. And certainly the more you eat, the more you share, and the better you look, so people ask you about it. So I think it goes hand in hand. So just to put it out there, because it certainly is a great offer for this month. Absolutely.
Well, and Judy, you're right on. And, my sister and I are kind of doing the same thing. And to kind of tag on with what you were saying, there was an opportunity when this Infinity Compensation Plan came into play for people that did not want to remain as IBOs. They could convert to what was called a PC, or Preferred Customer 3, okay? And what that allowed them to do was to continue to get the best discount on product, but it also required them to purchase $200 every 6 months, which is, again, no big deal for anybody that does Sunrider products. one of the things that a lot of them didn't understand, and what we found in talking to them over the last several months, which goes back to your point, Judy, is by becoming a preferred customer, they could not earn retail profit or bonus income any longer. And what you just stated, I'm going to restate again, and that is, if you purchase $500 or more in the month, okay, of Sunrider products, you actually earn a 5% bonus back from Sunrider, which is part of our retail sales bonus or commission system that's part of the Infinity compensation plan. And like you said, your group, just like ours, we've got a lot of people that order $500, $600, $1,000, $1,500 a month in product for themselves and their friends that they actually share with, but they haven't been able to earn that bonus back since they converted to PC3. So this is the perfect opportunity for them to jump back in to become an IBO. And Judy, again, I'll just echo your last point, and that is, the more of these products that we consume, the more we're willing and able to share them with others, the more people see us and the effect it has on us in terms of consuming these foods, the more likely we're going to be asked about, well, how do you look so good? How do you have so much energy? What's going on in your life, you know? So again, thank you for sharing that the way that you did. And again, my sister and I are doing exactly the same thing. A couple of other things that I just wanted to share with folks this month before we kind of close this thing down is, especially not so much for us here in Arizona, but certainly on the East Coast and around the United States and throughout the Northern Hemisphere, this has been a tough winter for a lot of people, okay? And Dr. Karen Dees, who we've done many calls with in the past, recently sent out an article from the CDC talking about the epidemic in the flu season and what's going on there. And again, folks, I don't want to overdo that, but there's a lot of things that we can do to help battle the cold and flu season. And my advice and suggestion is, everybody start doubling up on your alpha-20C, use your citric C tabs, consider using Conco, which is, again, another one of those 5 elements of quinary that supports the lungs and the breath, etc. And don't forget to be using your Candescent hand cleansing gel. It's something that I use all the time, every day. And again, it's one of the many things that kind of keeps me healthy during this time of year. Judy, any comments on that yourself, or would you just acknowledge that as being right on?
Absolutely, and I would keep the Sun Smile tabs in my purse or pocket also, because that's where germs enter through the mouth. So
excellent.
That's one more thing, but yes, definitely keep up on all those things and stay well.
Absolutely. Well, you kind of referenced it before when you were talking about LifeStream and your vision test at the DMV, eating 15 or 20 capsules a day. And it just reminds me of the old saying. People say, well, how much of a given food should I eat? And, we always reference them to the facts on the back of the bottle and the recommendations. But I love the saying of, eat enough to make a difference, so that's kind of the motto in these times. If we're trying to build up our immune system, eat enough alpha-20 to make a difference. Eat your citric C tab, like you say, keep these other various things on hand to help us in terms of fighting these things off. Couple of other last minute things I'll just mention. Valentine's Day is coming up here in February, and Sunrider, as they always do, have come up with a number of special gift sets they put together. So instead of buying chocolates or something that's unhealthy and giving them to those that we love that will effectively help to destroy them, give them the gift that would really, really help them in terms of their life. So check out Shop Online. Again, go on to Sunrider's website, see the various gift packs, and consider the gift of health versus something else. I won't even go further on that. Another thing I just wanted to share with everybody is Elise Hartley and her group within Sunrider is launching this month a national slim down challenge. And Judy, you and I have done the Slim Down Challenge here in Arizona with our groups in the past and have seen tremendous results. And folks, for those of you that would kind of like to hear the results, I'll post a link again in the newsletter this month where, Judy, we had Wendy and Stephanie and some of the others on that were part of the group with us sharing their testimonies, including you and Steve. So I will include that link again for anybody that wants to hear the results we have, as well as the link to the Facebook group that's been established for the National Slim Down Challenge and the various things that Elise is going to be providing for us in terms of joining these groups throughout the year. And kind of, again, going out there and helping us lose a few of those pounds that we don't want on our bodies any longer. So that's something that's happening. One other quick thing I'll just share with everybody again, because this is the last month to earn points towards it in terms of sponsoring and upping in rank, is the incentive trip for April here in Arizona. We're hoping that we can see as many of you from around the country that can come out to Arizona and spend a couple of days with Judy and myself and the other Arizona folks that will be at that meeting and gathering. And again, Ruben spoke about it this week on the Sunrider corporate call and the activities that are going to be taking place, but it's going to be a full great day of training. There'll be another day of kind of socializing and hanging out together. There'll be a trip to the brand new aquarium that's there in Scottsdale. And with Bob and Donna Dara, our upline, we're kind of trying to come up with maybe another day trip or something that could be fun for anybody that wants to come along. We've been kicking about some ideas of maybe doing Kartchner Caverns in Tombstone, or maybe taking a trip up to Sedona for those people that haven't seen the Red Rocks and stuff like that. So again, Arizona is a spectacular state. We have a lot to offer here. So please come and join us in April. Be here for the training, be here for the camaraderie, and be here for the fun. So with that, Judy, I've got to thank you so much as always for your time. Appreciate you joining us and sharing with us the way that you do. And again, folks, what we're going to try to do each month going forward is just kind of pick 4 key products in a given market segment of Sunrider Foods that we can focus on and just continue to share information with you folks on these foods that we love so much. So anyway, Judy, any last comments from you?
Well, just thank you. It was a pleasure being on, and I'm excited for people to give attention to this month of heart health and all the aspects that have been mentioned that would only increase their well-being. So I'm looking forward to seeing people in April, hopefully, and let's go for it.
Absolutely. Right on. Well, Judy, thank you so much. Everyone, so nice being with you all. Appreciate you tuning in, and we'll talk to you in March. Bye-bye.